Hey y'all, Chef IrixGuy here, and within this video I want to talk about how to get started with grilling. So what do I mean by that? Well, potentially you've never grilled before, maybe you've seen someone else grill, but you want to start grilling and you don't even know where to begin. You probably don't even have a grill. If you do, it may not be a good one. What all do you need to do? So I'm going to summarize all that within this video, but be sure to subscribe and ring that bell and check out my grilling videos playlist, because I've got thousands of grilling videos now and thousands more coming soon. So comment below, ask your questions, and I'll try to post upcoming videos in response to your question or questions. But one of the first things that you're going to need is a quality grill. Now, there's a lot of grills on the market. It's like buying anything else, a vehicle, a boat, a motorcycle, I don't know, insert whatever product here. But with grills, there are an abundance of options, and there's a lot of grills that are propped up by a lot of very fancy marketing. And what I mean by that is the brands that you'll often see that are advertised heavily on social media, maybe on traditional television. Not saying they're bad brands, but a brand that is heavily marketed, typically the customer is probably going to have to pay more. Now, what I would recommend for somebody starting out with grilling, the first thing I would do is I would go with a charcoal grill. Now, why would I go with a charcoal grill? Well, you can get gas grills, but when you get a gas grill, well, you've got the tank, and then obviously you've got to refill the tank. That adds to the cost. Now, with a charcoal grill, yes, you've got to buy charcoal, and you know, fortunately, at least charcoal at the time of filming this video is not super expensive, but it is a cost, an ongoing cost associated with grilling. But I wouldn't go with a propane grill, and some people may have a different opinion. You know, comment below if you do. But I wouldn't go with a propane grill, because when you grill with propane, you don't get the flavor profile that you get with charcoal. Charcoal is wood, so when you're grilling with it, and then you can even further enhance it, which this gets into a lot more depth, and I'll explain it within other videos within this playlist. But you can even add a variety of different wood chips to your charcoal to further enhance the flavor profile. So let's say, take for example something basic. You grilled some hamburgers. If you grilled those hamburgers over propane, it's going to be good. I mean, it's going to be cooked well, but it's not going to have the wood flavor, the charcoal flavor. You do it over charcoal, it's going to be cooked, well, it's going to be perfect. It's also going to have the wood flavor from the charcoal, and it's going to have enhanced coloration because it was cooked over wood smoke instead of, I mean, you got propane, you got a little burner in there that's powered by propane gas. So even though both are technically considered a grill, the charcoal grill, in my opinion, is the only real grill. I mean, human beings have been cooking over wood for thousands of years, and it's just the best way to cook. You're going to get the best flavor, and not to mention, you know, I say, oh man, I ran out of gas. I mean, you're in the middle of a cook with a propane grill and you run out of gas. How inconvenient is that? Especially if you're local. Say it's a holiday or something and all the stores are closed. Anybody, oh, sorry, we can't eat. Couldn't finish the cook because I ran out of propane. But this right here, and I've linked it within this video's description, this is the grill that I would recommend starting out with. And the reason I say that is this design, this is called a kettle style grill. This design has been in existence for, I would say, potentially hundreds of years. And that may be extreme, but I'm assuming it's been around for at least 100 years. But the design of this is simplistic. The build quality is exceptional. Like most everything else in the world today, the cost of charcoal grills has increased. I mean, the materials, the metals, this, that, and the other, it's gone up, and it's transferred to the price of the grill. There are less expensive grill options on the market, but the reason I'm adamant about recommending this grill, and it comes in a variety of different colors, like I said, expand this video's description and click the links there to find where to order it online. But this grill is, and some people probably purchase the optional cover, I'm going to tell you how much I love this grill. I've never covered it. I've intentionally abused this grill. It's out here. I'm at the Appalachian Ocean. I mean, there's extremely hot weather. There's extremely cold weather seasonally. And it's just getting pounded by sunlight, by rain, by snow, by ice, hail. And this thing is held up exceptionally well. Not just the metal parts, but the plastic type parts like the handle and the front handle. That's how good it is. Now, yes, this probably costs more than some, let's call them entry-level charcoal grills. But if it's something that you are serious about and you want to take up grilling as a hobby. Now, the other value add beyond hobby of grilling is the fact that it's in my opinion, a healthy life choice, because typically grilled foods, compared to cooking methods like deep frying, that sort of thing, typically grilled foods can be a lot healthier. Grilled chicken, grilled fish, grilled vegetables. I mean, it's beyond hobby. It's a lifestyle choice as well. So being able to cook something that is satisfying and potentially healthy as well. I'm not saying everything I grill is healthy. Sometimes I want to grill some things that may be less healthy, but in comparison to, say, going out to a restaurant, or even worse, like a fast food restaurant, probably nowhere nearly as close to as bad as that dining experience would be. The other thing about grilling that's so good is that, well, potentially you can save cost. If you're buying things, meats, for example, you could potentially freeze some of those meats, buy them in bulk and save them, and you've got an ongoing supply of things to cook. Meal planning. You know what to grill and enjoy throughout the week. You've planned ahead. And but you're definitely going to need a good grill. And like I said, other people may say, oh, you want to get a propane grill. I would be willing to bet the people that are promoting propane grills are probably not enthusiasts when it comes to the flavor and the coloration of the finished product that's been grilled. Because I will argue with the best if somebody tries to tell me that they can cook a more satisfying meal over a propane grill than a charcoal grill like this one. I mean, that's how serious I am about, it's charcoal grill or no grill for me. I mean, I'm just not in the propane grilling camp. But you need a good charcoal grill. Like I said, this one comes in a variety of different colors. It's the one I would recommend. Now, you can get a more entry-level version of it, which gets the job done, but this is the one I got. It's got the little thing at the bottom where you can move after you've cooked and the ash is cooled. You can go back and forth and it'll dump the ash into this convenient container at the bottom, and then you can just dump that ash out wherever you dispose of ash that's not hot. So it's convenient. Also, with this particular model, you can choose different inserts for the grate. So you can have, like mine right now, for example, I've got a cast iron grilling grate, and what that'll do, it's cast iron really, it gets really hot. And if you've ever seen a steak or a chicken breast or something like that that has those marks in it, those are called sear marks. And with the cast iron searing grate in the middle, I can get those very professional looking cast iron sear marks when I grill a steak or when I grill chicken or pork chop or whatever. So that's another reason to consider this versus just a very inexpensive and generic type charcoal grill. But if you're not convinced that you're going to enjoy the grilling hobby, there's nothing wrong with picking up just a very inexpensive charcoal grill just to try it out. Now, the risk associated with that is that if you choose to pick up just a very inexpensive and potentially poor quality grill, that may result in a very negative first-time grilling experience. So if you went with something like this, then you may really enjoy it and then realize, oh, the money I invested in this grill, this will continue to provide return on investment, ROI, because you get to continue to enjoy good meals cooked at home, and you cooked them yourself, and then you're continuing to improve your own grilling abilities, and that's self-acknowledged when you grill and you enjoy it, and it's like, man, this is good. I couldn't go to a restaurant and get something this good. And then you look at the price tag, it's like, oh man, if I went to a restaurant and got, let's just say, grilled chicken breast, I would have spent X dollars. But you know what? Since I grilled it myself, I only spent whatever. So when you look at it from that perspective, the possibility of cost savings, even though this grill does cost a little bit, think about it. Well, if you're able to cook really good meals at home, you're not going out to eat as much, so you're saving money. So the cost of the grill is quickly put to bed because you've saved so much money that you would have otherwise spent going out to buy those meals in a restaurant. And not to mention, when you're dining in a restaurant, then you've got to leave a tip. So the cost of this grill becomes something that's very easy to recover from, assuming that you continue to grill. And that's just another thing about getting started with grilling. But you will need the grill. You will need, for things like hot dogs and bratwurst, you'll need a good set of tongs to flip those while they're cooking. For things like steak, chicken, pork chops, burgers, you will need a spatula to flip them. Obviously, you'll need charcoal if you want to get a little bit fancier with it, and we're going to dive into that within more depth within other grilling videos. So subscribe and ring that bell and check out my grilling videos playlist. But you can get fancy and you can add different types of woods. Hickory, for example, kind of across the board. Chicken, pork, beef, really good. But then you've got woods like mesquite. Mesquite, in my opinion, really sets off something like chicken wings or a chicken breast. And you can really have that winter chicken dinner if you add mesquite on top of your charcoal. So there's so many things that can be done to even further enhance the excitement associated with grilling. And that's the other thing. I mean, you're getting into grilling, you're having a good time. I mean, you can come out here, you can grill, crack you open a beer, if you drink beer or whatever. I mean, you can do that, and you just have a good time and have a satisfying reward at the end for friends, for family, for yourself. I mean, it is in my opinion, grilling is a necessity. If I didn't have a grill, I would not enjoy life because I wouldn't eat good food. I mean, I grill not to be arrogant, but I'll tell you how it is. I'm Chef IrixGuy, and I'm here at the Appalachian Ocean, and I can cook better than most restaurants can cook. And that is, when you hit that level with grilling ability, once you hit that level, there's no thirst to go out to a restaurant. Yes, it's good to go out to a restaurant, enjoy the dining experience, and not have to cook the meal yourself. But once you hit the level of expertise that I've hit with grilling, you're going to find that a lot of times dining out is simply a disappointment. So, getting started with grilling, I'm here to help. And like I said, this grill, I got this color. Color is cosmetic, obviously, but it is worth mentioning. This color has held up exceptionally well. And check within my video playlist. You can see my initial unboxing video of this grill. So that's how long I've been using this grill. That's how many days this grill has been sitting out in the elements on my deck, uncovered intentionally. You can buy a cover for it. But even though I've neglected this grill, it has held up exceptionally well. And this is the grill that I would get. Like I said, color is subjective, but I've linked it within this video's description along with the tools that I mentioned and things that you will need to get started with grilling. Now, this is just how to get started with grilling, so subscribe and ring that bell and check out my video playlist for specific grilling suggestions. And that's going to go across the board. You're not an expert the first time you've grilled. And the first time you've grilled, you don't want something that the expectation the first time that you grill should be that it's probably not going to be perfect, and it may not even be the least bit edible. And if it is edible, it may not be enjoyable. So for the first cook, and we're going to dive into that within other videos within this playlist. But for the first cook, don't go with something expensive and fancy, because it's best to, if you make a mistake, if you don't make mistakes, you're not trying, because you're not learning. So mistakes are okay with grilling, but it's better to make a mistake with the basic food items than the more expensive food items. Why? Well, you know, let's just throw numbers out here. It's probably better to lose $10 than it is to lose, say, $50. You know, hot dogs versus steaks. So I mean, but we're going to talk about that within other videos. This video was just how to get started with grilling. And all of y'all that are watching this, comment below, ask your questions. Questions plural. You may have many questions, and I will try my best to respond to your question or questions within upcoming videos. That's why I'm here. I'm Chef IrixGuy. I'm at the Appalachian Ocean. So I appreciate your viewership, you subscribing, ringing that bell, sharing with others. Tell your friends, tell your family. Say, hey, I met this guy online, Chef IrixGuy. He's got all these grilling videos. Y'all need to subscribe. Well, how do I do that? Well, you go to YouTube, and you go to youtube.com/IrixGuy. Thanks for your viewership, and I hope your meals turn out at least edible. And then once you become more well-versed with grilling, I hope they're exceptional. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, IrixGuy here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and when you do, ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.